Get ready. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Start. The sole appellant in this case has been convicted under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code and sentenced to undergo rigorous imprisonment for life and also to pay a fine of rupees 5,000. The prosecution case in brief is that on 24/10/2014 at around 7:30 p.m. the accused had hacked the deceased to death with an axe. An Izahar was lost on 25/10/2014, reporting the incident to the officer in charge, Dhuliajan Police Station, based on which Dhuliajan PS case number 360/2014 was registered under section 302 of the Indian Penal Code. The matter was then taken up for investigation, on completion of which the investigating officer had submitted charge sheet against the accused. The accused had pleaded not guilty and claimed to be tried. Accordingly, the case was taken up for trial, and eventually the Court of Learned Session Judge had passed the impugned judgment and order convicting the accused under section 302 of the IPC and sentencing him to undergo rigorous imprisonment for life and also to pay a fine of rupees 5,000. The prosecution side has examined as many as 10 witnesses, including the informant, who was examined as PW1. The PW1 had deposed before the court that on the day of occurrence he was at his house when he heard hue and cry raised near the house. At about 7 p.m., he went out of the house and saw that the deceased was lying on the road with cut injury on his face. According to the PW1, the deceased was already dead when he first saw him. The witness had stated that many persons, including the BDP members, had gathered at the place of occurrence, who had informed the police, and the police had arrived at the spot at night. On the next morning, the PW1 had lost an Izahar written by his son-in-law reporting the incident. PW1 has also stated that he came to know from the place of occurrence that the accused has assaulted the deceased with an axe and killed him. PW1 has identified the Izahar as EXT1 and his signature as EXT1 (1). He has also stated that the police had seized one axe from near the dead body and EXT2 was the seizure list which contains his signature. PW2, who is the scribe of the Izahar, had confirmed the fact that the Izahar was written by him with default clause for committing murder of his father-in-law. PW3 is a neighbor of the accused person who had deposed that the deceased has expired in the year 2014 during Diwali. The witness has deposed that on the night of occurrence, while he was returning from Bordubi market, he saw gathering of people at the backside of his residence and accordingly went there and saw that the dead body was lying on the ground. PW3 has also deposed that he saw blood coming out from the face and at the same time he was already dead. The witness has also deposed that he saw an axe lying by the left side of the dead body of the deceased. PW4 is the brother-in-law of the accused person and also the nephew of the deceased, and is the sole eyewitness of the incident. PW4 has deposed that on the day of occurrence, he was at his house and at around 7:30 p.m. he had heard that the accused and the deceased were quarreling between them. Hearing their quarrel, he came to the place of occurrence and saw that the deceased was holding a bamboo stick and the accused was holding an axe. PW4 has further deposed that when he tried to intervene in the quarrel, the accused had pushed him, as a result of which he fell down on the ground, and then he saw the accused had assaulted the deceased with the said axe in his hand on the cheek and near the nose. The deceased had immediately fallen down on the ground and was struggling for his life. PW4 has further deposed that at that stage he ran away to call his younger brother, and when he returned with him, he saw that the deceased was already dead. During the cross-examination, the testimony of PW4 could not be shaken by the defense counsel. PW5 was the secretary of the BDP of Duliajan at the relevant point of time, and he had deposed that the incident took place on the day of Kali Puja in the year 2014 at about 7 p.m. PW5 had stated that when he went to the place of occurrence, he saw the dead body of drenched in blood. Immediately, he had informed the police station, who had asked him to report the matter to the police station.